The boy's hands are two scissors. This makes it difficult for him to eat and often scratches his face. So the boy's father wanted to replace his real hands. But due to excessive work pressure, his father suddenly passed away, and the hands he had made for the boy were also shattered. Edward wanted to touch his father's face again, but when his hand touched his father's face began to bleed. Since then, Edward has lived alone in the castle. Until that day, a saleswoman suddenly barged in. Edward slowly walked out of the darkness, extending his broken hands, hoping that she could help him. When the woman learned that Edward was an orphan, she decided to take him back to her own home. Edward kept looking excitedly out the window. It was his first time seeing the world outside. As soon as he arrived at Peggy's house, Edward fell in love with this place. Under Peggy's arrangement, he went to the room first and saw himself in the mirror for the first time. He wanted to touch his face, but he scratched himself. He turned his head to look at the waterbed he had never seen before, and with a scissor touch, a hole was poked out of the waterbed. Edward panicked and immediately blocked the hole with the doll, then quickly put on his pants. Peggy was on the phone when she noticed the commotion and walked over, while Edward curled up like a penguin. Peggy quickly stepped forward to help Edward treat his wound and changed his clothes. During the meal, Edward found himself unable to even pick up a fork. He awkwardly grabbed a pea and accidentally dropped it when he was about to eat it. But with Peggy's encouragement, he successfully spread butter on the bread and was very happy. The next day, Edward saw his father pruning leaves, so he learned from him and trimmed the plant into a dinosaur. Father was very surprised when he saw it and asked Edward to help take care of the garden. Then Peggy's son also helped Edward clean his scissor hands. To welcome Edward, Peggy held a party for him, and the guests shook hands and greeted each other. When it was Edward's turn, everyone stopped. So Edward used his unique hands to grill meat for everyone. At this moment, an old man walked up and said,
"Listen, don't you ever let anybody tell you you have a handicap."
Then took Edward's hand voluntarily. Peggy saw this and also stepped forward to hold his hand. Then all the ladies gathered around, some feeding him and some chatting with him. This is the first time Edward has felt the feeling of love.